beyond the single image, Spanish photography from the Foto Colectania Collection in Barcelona, it's a good chance to get to know one of the most important photography collections in the Iberian Peninsula, bringing together the history of photography both in Spain and Portugal. The collection started out in the year 2002 and has acquired around 3,000 photographs, plus the entire archive of photographer Paco Gomez, a massive archive of architecture photography. So this is one of the most representative collections of Spanish photography since 1950s, in the mid-20th century, up until the present. In fact, the collection is well known for preserving extended blocks of works from each of the photographers. When I was invited to curate this exhibition, I actually went through a crisis since I didn't know how to summarize this history. What I soon realized is the fact that within this collection we encounter three generations of photographers. A first generation from the early 50s, 60s, and 70s who went out on the streets and practiced what is often known as street photography, a form of practice that actually extracts images from the real, whereas the second generation of photographers, names like Colita, Pilar Aymerich, Manuel Armengol, they behave like photojournalists and they cover dramatic political changes in Spain and Portugal when dictators like Franco and Salazar died and the society sort of all of a sudden went through a massive transformation implying collective energies, political demonstrations, and changes that photographers were eager to capture. Yet a third generation of photographers like Cristina de Midel, Laia Abril, Adriana López Sanfeliu, Javier Rivas, Chema Salvans, they have not changed much the aesthetics of photographies, yet what we see is that their attitude is completely different. Whereas the first generation regarded or witnessed the real, trying to capture those instants, those moments, this later generation understands that photography is a political device that allows them to collaborate, sympathize with collectives. So we go from capturing to collaborating along this history of photography. As I said, a double process of modernization and at the same time a complex history in which photography changed itself. So the most thrilling experience curating this exhibition was the fact that photographies would mean things very different depending on which other photographs sit next to them. Thus, having 150 photographs organized in 20 sequences and 10 blocks allows us to have horizontal relationships, horizontal connections, and also vertical connections in a way that the real apparatus, the real machine, the real device for photography is no longer the camera, but it is actually this set of relationships that constantly generates new meanings, new connections, and new images that were not literally produced.